Welcome to the Velvet Acorns Notebook, episode 2. I'm Heidi May of the Velvet Acorn Designs. This is a podcast where I share my love for knit and crochet and other random crafts or whatever else I'm doing, reading a book, cooking, cooking a recipe, recipes, and any other thing I feel that maybe would be fun to share. So yeah, let's get started. Today I am drinking Smith tea makers, and the tea is called Lover's Lane. I brought the box up here because I knew I wouldn't remember all the details. This is it. It's called Lover's Lane, and it comes out Valentine's Day each year. It's amazing. So maybe write that down. If you're interested, write it down. Don't forget, it comes out in February. And it has Indian black tea, rose petals, chamomile petals, black currant, and bergamot oil. So if that sounds interesting, or yeah, it's really delicious. It's a really, I always tell my mom it's like it just has gentle caffeine, which I like. It's kind of like a mellow caffeine. It's really good. And my mug, I should probably share that. This is Renee Pottery on Etsy. She does a beautiful job. I have 3 of her mugs. I absolutely love them. I will link her shop below, and I'll link Smith Tea Maker's shop as well. But like I said, they just don't have that tea right now, but they will. But I'll definitely link hers. These are wonderful mugs. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, where to start? How about I start with my sweater. This is my silty sweater. This is one of my favorites. I did have someone ask, what did they ask? How did they phrase that? Some of my favorite pieces to wear, or I wasn't sure if it was to wear or to design, but I love designing all the pieces, if that was the question. I find that each time I'm starting a new one, that's my favorite one to design. So every time a new one comes, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite one. Oh, this is my favorite one. So they all have their time to shine in the light because they're all my favorite when I'm making them. They're my favorite. But this is my silty. This is made in Brooklyn tweed. I believe the color is sweatshirt. I'm pretty sure it's sweatshirt. And I have the habit of tucking my hair when I wear a hoodie. I'm a huge hoodie girl. I live in hooded sweatshirts. But I like to tuck my hair in it so it doesn't like all over. But this has a hood that kind of crosses in front. You can pick up the neckline and just do like a ribbed neckline if you prefer. But it has longer ribbing, and it works really nice if you want to. I wear it like this a lot too. If I'm doing stuff and I need my sleeves out of the way. I'm like, what am I trying to say? Yeah, if I need my sleeves out of the way, I kind of just cuff it like that, and it works out really nice too. There's pockets in the ribbing, which I love. Pockets are great. And then in the back, there's buttons up the back, which is really fun. I love that. You can unbutton it halfway if you want it to kind of flare, or yeah. So that's the silty. I'll link that below too. And then I'm wearing it with my Midnight Dreamer hat, which I wear every day, all the time. It's a basic rib, easy throw on. I need to make more. I literally have this one and I wear it every day. I'd like to make one maybe with like an Iran held with mohair or suri, just kind of like a fuzzy one. I'll work on that. I'm gonna have to cast that on now. Yeah. So I just released 2 patterns yesterday, and I wanted to share those on here as well. I released a knit cardigan right here. It's called the Blushing Cardigan. I designed it in Knit Pick Swish colorway Nutmeg, held together with their Aloft Mohair in color Blushing. And it just has lace work yoke. You increase through this lace work, and with kind of like thicker ribbing. Yeah, so there's that one. Really fun. And then I released the Crochet Sister, and right here, and this is done in Knit Picks Stroll I want to say the color Jackrabbit, but I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me on that because I'm not positive. But it's held together also with the Aloft Mohair in colorway Carbon. So it kind of, both of them have a real subtle Merrill effect. It's probably hard to pick up on here, but they're so soft. Their mohair is wonderful. I love it. I really love it. And this one has nice drape. They both have nice drape. They both have nice drape, comfortable. Yeah, so I released both of those yesterday. I'll link those down below also. What else? Oh, I know. Somebody had asked me, sorry, I keep looking this way because I had to make notes. I'm gonna be honest. I just didn't want to forget anything. So I thought I should probably jot a few things down. And then I hopefully won't forget anything, but I can't make any promises there either. Okay, so somebody asked about my design process. It's a great question. And let's see. It's so different for each design. I typically, like, sometimes I'll just think of the design or it'll just pop in my head, and I'll like start drawing a rough draft of, just so I don't forget. I'm like, okay, this is the ideas, you know, whether it's striped or these details, these textures, whatever. I'm just trying to rough notes, and then I'll get back to that later to actually do a real drawing. And I do like to draw out every design. However, some designs I literally have to swatch up exactly what's going on in my head. So I have like little tiny baby shawls, like Barbie size, just to test out a shape or a stitch pattern, or and then I'll set that aside with my notes, and it's like, okay, I'll get back to that later and take it to the next level, which then I'll draw it out further, make a larger swatch, and then there it goes on from there. That's typically the design process. And then linked, that's probably the wrong word. Next, with that question, somebody asked what inspires me. That's also a great question. My children inspire me every day, always. They always have. I just enjoy them so much. And they're so fun. But also, like, if I'm not a huge traveler, but when I travel or go on vacation, the places I go can inspire me. The weather inspires me. What else did I... Oh, like when I'm out walking or hiking or doing things, just my, like, wanting a certain thing. Like, I wish I had this, and I'm like, oh, I should make that. Those kinds of, or if my children are with me and I see that it would be so nice if they had this, or if the sweater did that, or something like that. And then the design kind of goes from there. I literally have notebooks everywhere in my house, along with sticky notes. I'm a sticky note girl for sure. But I have notebooks, one next to my bed, one by the couch, in my car, in my purse. I have them literally everywhere because I just never know when an idea will strike me. I've literally had ideas pop in my head when I'm grocery shopping, when I'm driving, which then I'll have one of my children kind of jot down roughly, just write this, and that, and I'll get back to it later. I've had them come to me at 2 or 3 in the morning, cannot go back to sleep until I write it down. It was so funny, just like a week ago, I woke up around 2:30 and I flipped the light on and I started drawing 2 or 3 designs, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. But I got it all sketched up, shut my book, boom, right back to sleep I went. So that's pretty common for me. I literally have notebooks filled with ideas, and it's so funny. I can have all these ideas that I draw up and I want to do, and then even still I will see a yarn, and I'll see a yarn, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do that with that yarn, and I'll just literally cast it on and make that design without even drawing it up or anything. I just see it in my head and I have to like cast on and start it right away. It's just so funny. It's always a little different because I never know. Some designs just will take you down certain paths, other designs down other paths. So yeah, either way, it's really fun. I can't always explain it. It's like in my head. Kind of the same with photography. When I get the designs complete and I kind of put the outfits together and we go out there, I can like envision how I want it to look, or how I can see like the photos before I take them. It's hard to explain, but I always kind of know how our shoot is gonna lay out before we even go down there. It's just so funny. And all my kids are so fun. My youngest did the last release and she was so funny. She was like, Mom, I just want to make people laugh. I want to do something fun. And I said, well, do something fun. Let's do that. And so out came all of her little funny poses and her, hilarious. She has me laughing all the time. And then behind the camera, often if they're not maybe in that kind of mood, I'll do really silly things and dance and do stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, Mom. But that's what we do. We have a really good time. We always end up laughing by the end of it, because at the end of the day, if you're not having fun doing it, then, well, gosh, who wants to do that? So yeah, I hope I answered that question with enough. Yeah, if I think of more things, I'll add it. Oh, also I was gonna show, I've been working on my cardigan that I showed last time. I'm gonna put these sweaters over here, sorry. Okay, I'm working on my lyric cardigan for myself. And I know last time I had divided for sleeves and I was about, I should have put a progress creeper in there, but I think it was about like, it's hard to see, here's the sleeve, and I was about here. So now I'm down to here. I'm almost where I'm gonna start my pockets. Not quite, I think I have like 2 or 3 more inches and then I gotta start my pockets, but I'm making good progress considering I'm working on 3 other things too. But I like to work on this when I'm sitting in the school line, or yeah, it's kind of like my mindless knitting when I need to take something with me and I can't write down what I'm doing to, yeah, anyways. So there's where I am with that. Oh, and I wanted to let everybody know that I did mention when I shared the recipe last week that I was gonna make it with squash and kale Caesar salad. I did do that and it was delicious. We made a carnival squash, which is amazing. That's the first time I had a carnival squash and it's so good. So I just like took the squash, cleaned it out and kind of did it in half, like cut it in half, cleaned it out, and then did it in slices and roasted it. And then I made the hot honey mustard sauce. Oh, I kept all the seeds though. I cleaned out the seeds like you do with a pumpkin and I roasted those in the oven. Then I made my kale Caesar salad. I put the kale Caesar salad on the plate, topped it with the toasted squash seeds, which was delicious. And then I put the honey or the squash on the side with the honey mustard drizzle. It was amazing. It was awesome. Really simple, easy dinner, and it turned out really well. I did bring a recipe up to share with everyone. Oh, here it is. I'm like, what did I do with that? It's right here. We made this last night. Oh my, this was delicious. They didn't have a picture. I'm sorry. But so Food 52, the cider braised chicken with apples and onions and thyme. This was so good. It was so fall with the apples and the cider. It was delicious. This was fabulous. I'll link this below for anybody who's interested. Yeah, it's definitely worth. I even texted my mom and I said, okay, this was amazing. It bears repeating and you should absolutely make it. It's so good. So I know she's gonna be making that, which will be absolutely delicious. Oh, I know what somebody asked, how old my children were. Absolutely. They did ask what their names were, and I'm gonna let them share that when they each get to come on here. I'll let them do that, but I will absolutely share their age. So my son is 24 and my oldest daughter just turned 12 and my youngest daughter is 9.5. And yeah, that's the ages of my lovely little sweet bunch. Oh, and I was also gonna say, I don't know who noticed, but down back here, last episode, my dog, that one right there, got a hold of one of my daughter's like pink leg warmers. The leg warmer was not harmed. He was not harmed, nothing. He literally just pulled it out of there and then went over next to this table, laid down and held it. But I just, yeah, that was hilarious watching the video back. And then I had several people that are like, did you know that your dog was walking around? And I was like, oh yeah, of course he was. Why wouldn't he? He's like, he just has to be part of the show. He insists. Oh, so books. I always like, so I have several books. I have books like I want to read. I have books that I have read. So I kind of brought up 2 books this time because I thought that could be fun. So this series, this Shadow and Bone, they just came out with a Netflix series related to this. This is a 3-book series. It's very fun. I love this. I read all 3 books so fast. Like, I want to say I read them up in 2 weeks, which was really fast for me. I know some people read a book in a day. I'm not really, my mom can do that and it's amazing. I'm like, that's amazing. I wish I had the time to read a book in a day. But nonetheless, this was an amazing series and I read all 3 books. And then there's also 2 other books that are connected to these 3. Oh my gosh, the name of them is going to escape me. However, so there's 5 books, and I think they even did a couple more spinoff. But for the series on Netflix, there's 5 books that relate to that. Like, in the series, you're going to be able to be like, oh my gosh, it's in that book. That all 5 of those books kind of go into that series. And it's, what is Kingdom? No. I'm sorry. I'm like, I know the name of those 2 books, but it escapes me, of course. However, I will link this below and it's absolutely worth reading and then watching the show. It's really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was just fun. I tend to be really into fantasy and magic and things like that. It's just kind of what I'm drawn to. I also love what I now know is called magical realism, where part of the book is very real life, and then there's elements of magic in that real life setting. So I find that kind of fun too. But yeah, that's just kind of what I love. And then I was going to share this, which is the book I want to start next, because it just felt like a good October read. And it's called The Bone Houses. I don't know too much about it. I try not to like dig too much into it because then I'm like, I don't know if I'll like it or not. But I'd rather just dig in and read it and then be like, ooh, that was fun. It just says nothing stays buried forever, which I thought sounded really fun. And I'm going to be honest, I really love the cover. I thought all the, I just thought that was really beautiful. All the ornate, but anyways, yeah. Yeah, so that was my book that I wanted to share this episode. And what else did I definitely just wanted to thank everybody for all the warm welcome to my new podcast. Thank you so much. It definitely gives me the bravery to keep persevering. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to show up and, my goal is to release. My goal is to upload each video on Sunday mornings. I know this one isn't on Sunday, but I thought I didn't want to wait too long. So I was hoping to do one once a week, every Sunday, so that hopefully you could enjoy something warm in your jammies or cozy and just kind of have a cozy morning with me. Anyways, that's my goal. So I will, I probably won't do one this Sunday, but I will put together the next one and upload it next Sunday. And please feel free to comment and ask anything you want. I read every single one. I try to get back to everybody, or at least let you know that I saw it, I like it or heart it, and be like, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. You guys are just wonderful. Oh my gosh. I couldn't do any of this without all of you. You guys are the reason I'm here. So just thank you. That's going to make me cry. I'm sorry. I just want you to know how thankful I am for each and every one of you. Yeah, I don't think I had anything else. I'm sorry. I keep looking this way because I had notes written down and I wanted to make sure I shared everything that I wanted to for today, but I think I did. I think we're good. I am so excited, like I said, to be here, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend and next week, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.